Hi, hey, hello. Welcome to this video. It's going to be a library haul. Ready? Look at all the things I have checked out from the library. Yeah, buddy. I even got DVDs. So the DVDs for last. First on the docket is The Shots You Take by Rachel Reed. I literally just picked this up because I think this is the only one I have not read of hers. I currently own 4 of her books. The 2 Heated Rivalry ones. Harris and... oh my gosh. No! I've heard his name. Whatever. I was going to say Trevor, and I feel like that's not... Troy! Troy and Harris and Time to Shine. So I picked this one up. The library had like 4 of them. And I was like, or at least mine had 4 stocked on the shelves. This one is, I guess you could say like a second chance romance. It's a retired hockey player and one who's currently still on this, do you call it the circuit when you're still playing hockey? Still in the game. And there is an event that happens that fills the retired hockey player with grief. And the current hockey player comes back to kind of take care of him. There's that. This is the only one actually out of all of the stack that I've currently read. And I feel like if you've read a Rachel Reed, it's all kind of the same. They're all solid. A finish and one sit down type of thing. So there's that. Then I have the Ornithologist's Guide to Love. I really only picked this up because I was shocked to see it in my library. My library, I feel like, never has anything. It's a smaller library. And I live where there are two large library systems. You have to do a lot of requesting because not all of them buy the same stuff, which makes sense. But we never have the like popular things, I feel like, in my library. It's all the old fuddy-duddy stuff. And by that I mean like the James Patterson, like those ones that like just people make like a bunch of books. Like that feels like it's always there. And so I'm like, oh, this is kind of a popular series. Wild that all 3 of these books are sitting on the shelf right now. So this is just rival ornithologists. I don't know much else. I do know that a YouTuber I really like said this was her favorite out of the 3 so far. So I figured I'd pick this one up because I think I tried listening to the second one. I think the audiobook threw me off and I wasn't interested in the premise enough to keep it. And we've got this one. We'll see. Then I feel like I see this book all the time at Barnes & Noble. And I always want to pick it up. But then I'm like, no. And I never read the back. And you know what? I'm not going to. I just know this is a romance. And I think a booktuber that I also like, I think enjoyed this book. And I thought, why not? I saw somebody else reading it too. And she has another book coming out. So I was like, you know, the library's free. Why not? Then, this one purely pulled it out because I was like, oh, what is this book? Mickey Chambers Shakes It Up. It's a romance. It says total opposites, totally irresistible. I believe this is like a part-time bartender who's going back to school, and an owner of a bar hires her to be a part-time bartender, and she's like the teacher of his class because he's gone back to school. She's picking up like side gigs because when you teach anything, they don't pay you anything. So, and the cover looked fun. This together looks fun, so there's that. I don't know much about anything. Then next I have these 2 that are in a series. They're cozy sci-fi mysteries. Yo no sé. And I'm not going to look into any more other than that. It just says utterly charming and subtly subverse. Subverse? Is that how you say that word? Wouldn't it be like utterly charming and subtly subversive? Maybe I'm saying the word wrong. Subversive. Whatever. These 2, I didn't realize it was. I picked this one up at the library first. And then I went to go open it and realized that it's kind of like a series, even though I don't think you need to read the first one to understand the second one. But I thought, well, my library has them. Why not? So we have those 2. And this is the only Ashley Pawson I have not read is A Novel Off the Store. And I thought, oh, well, it's on this shelf. Why not? Because I remember this one got not so great reviews, or people were saying it wasn't good. And I don't know if that's because it came after 7 Year Slip, I believe. In publication order. Yeah. And people really love her 7 Year Slip. And I thought, why not? Why not? So we picked this one up. Then I was shocked to see this one. Now I know this came out, I think, at the beginning of the year. Actually, when did this come out? whatever. I'm pretty sure this came out earlier in the year, but I was just shocked. My library had 2 of these stocked, and it's the one with metallic edges. And I did have this on Unanticipated Reads once upon a time. And I think it's just a standard fantasy romance. I think she knows how to do magic. She gets sucked into a court. She's got to do something. And then she realizes, everybody realizes how magical and important she is. And so therefore they must capture her. Or she is the true prize. And, you know, she's got to escape. But then also while she's escaping, of course, you know, she's going to fall in love because a mysterious, broody man's going to come up. And she's going to be like, what are you doing? He's going to be like, wah, wah, wah. And then they'll fall in love. Is that exactly how this book is going to go? I don't really know. It just says love is the most dangerous magic. But more. And then you have Rachel Gillick in the back of here. India Holton. Then I'm like, Rebecca Ross. Mary E. Peterson. I'm like, yeah. So we all know how that's going to go. And I thought, I snatched it up. Then I grabbed this, but I think I'm probably not going to read this. Because of BookTuber. I'm kind of easily swayed, but not easily swayed. This book, I was never really interested in, but I did see it at the library and I just picked it up because I was like, well, it's a tennis book and I want more tennis books, more tennis romances. And then it was just funny because if you know, the YouTuber I am talking about just did like a sports romance. Maybe you don't know. Maybe a lot of people have done sports romance. But I don't know if she liked... Oop! If she liked it, I'd have to go back and look because I'm truly on the fence about this. And I don't think she gave that great of a review, which makes sense because I was like, I don't think I'm into Taylor Jenkins Reads, but it was there. And I thought, oh, another popular named book that is just sitting on the shelves. Okay. So I grabbed it, obviously. And then we have Painted Devils. I've borrowed this from the library. This is honestly got to be the 3rd or 4th time that I've borrowed this physical book. I read Little Thieves. I want to say at the start of 2025. No, 2024. And sometimes, when you just get in a moment where you just get sucked into a book, the characters mean a whole lot to you and you just become very concerned. I get this way. They're I listen to books tandem. It's a lot easier with my dyslexia if you didn't know. And so when I get really involved and really attached to characters and there's conflict or anything, I have to stop listening to it and I have to start scanning with my eyes and I skim to make sure that they're okay and they make it out alive or they don't end up brokenhearted. And I just got really into Little Thieves, which is wild. And I haven't read YA in a long time, but I wasn't going to read the sequel till I knew what happened at the end of Little Terrors. And I did, in fact, read the last paragraph or two of Little Terrors to make sure everything works out. And so I just keep putting this off. Because I'm I haven't read YA in probably about a year and a half. It's what I used to mainly read when I started reading with some fantasy and then YA fantasy. I feel I was making it through the popular series of it all. If you know, you know. And I just haven't delved back into it. I need to borrow the 3rd book immediately or put a request in so it can just get transferred to the library so I can just go pick it up. But we need to do that. We need to finish this one, Girly Pop, because I keep borrowing it from the library and I keep extending it. At my library, it auto renews for you. I just need to auto renews all the way out and then it's you need to return the book, please. And then I've never read it. Every time. I need to stop doing that. Now, for the DVDs that I have Gone Girl because I rewatched Mike's, whatever. You know who I'm talking about. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. We're not review, but just, you know how he does his stuff. And he did a video, I think a year ago, and I rewatched it. And I was like, you know what, I should just plop it in and just see for myself. Even though I know, because he's told the plot, I know exactly what's going to happen in this. But I thought, why not? Then I got Paris is Burning because, well, it was just June, and I thought, why not? I didn't realize that this was about voguing. I see people talking about it, and I was like, oh, it's ballroom and voguing. So that's cool. I got that one. So I have not watched this. We have Moonlight because it was Pride Month. I just haven't watched it yet. It's an A24 film. Isn't it a shame that A24, aren't they using AI nowadays? Anyways, have this one. Brokeback Mountain, only because I feel like I remember as a kid when this came out. I remember it being such a big deal, and I always wanted to know why was it such a big deal that it was gay. I was like, why is it a big deal? It's just two guys. Oh, little me. So I wanted to see, because when did this come out? It's 2 hours long? I don't know. Anyways. Ooh. So those are my 4 DVD rentals and my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 library books. That honestly doesn't include. What do I have checked out? Ooh, let's see real quick what's on. What do I have checked out audibly from the library? Ah, yes. Well, I have the 2 murder sci-fis. Murder sci-fis? Oh my gosh. I have the audiobooks for these 3 books currently checked out. It's Cozy Sci-Fi Mysteries and Painted Devils. And then you're not going to be able to see it. I have both the ebook and the audiobook for Crime and Punishment. Look, I had a moment. Someone used, I don't even know how to say his last names, a quote of his in like a conversation about Formula One drivers and like everybody showing up to the grid, and it moved me. She did a good job, and it's a quote from Crime and Punishment, and I thought, oh, why not? And I could have sworn this was what I was supposed to read in my undergrad class for my minor in World Cultures and Literature for Frames of Modernity 1, but I read Crime and Discipline by Fuqua. Is that how you say his name? I don't know. And that talks about prisons going from imprisoning the body to imprisoning the mind. And I thought those were the same books, and they're not. They're not. Because I wanted to do this whole, what if I go back to read the books that I probably understand a lot better now as a 36-year-old instead of a 22-year-old. And I wish I had that syllabi. Yeah. I wish I had a syllabi for that and then my sex and gender class, but everything was on Blackboard. And as we know, I don't have access to Blackboard, which I think is now called Canva. I don't have access to any of it anymore. And it kind of bums me out. I'm like, I wonder if I stored it somewhere. And it's just like on a hard drive. Anyways. Those are the things that I borrowed from the library. Just feel something. And, well, I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you didn't, well, live your best life. And I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.